Hello everyone, welcome to Vishesh Educational Videos. In this video, I am explaining about database languages, right? So here, uh, database language can be SQL, that is structured query language. If you want to interact with your database, if you want to do any changes to your database, you can write the queries, and that queries can be written using structured query language. So whatever the database languages I am going to discuss in this video, those database languages are sub part of SQL. These languages are subgroup of SQL. SQL contains all these database languages. I can use this group of languages, right, to make changes to the database, to interact with my database, right? If you are not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, and please don't forget to like the video, and please don't forget to share the video with your friends. And to get the notification of my new videos, please click the bell icon. So let me begin the explanation of database languages. So here, DBMS provides appropriate languages, right? So these languages are part of structured query language SQL, that is invented by IBM. Using this SQL, I can interact with my database. I can do changes to my database, right? So these languages, what I am going to discuss, these languages are part of SQL, right? So database languages can be used to read, store and update the data in the database to make the changes, right? So here, these are the different types of DBMS languages. DDL, DDL means data definition language. DCL means data control language. DML means data manipulation language. TCL means transaction control language. So these are the different DBMS languages, and all these languages are part of SQL, structured query language. Hope you are understanding, guys, right? So now I will discuss these languages in detail one by one. See, so first of all, you should know that in today's world we are using relational database, right? Relational database means what? I can store the information in the form of tables. Relational database stores the information in the form of tables, that is in rows and columns. Just remember that we are using relational database today, right? So DDL stands for data definition languages, right? It is mainly used to define database structure or a pattern. I already told you I have to store the data in the form of tables, right? So to store the data in the table format, I have to create the table. So to create the table, DDL gives a command, right? DDL gives a command to create the table. That's why I told you mainly data definition language means it is mainly used to define the structure of the database, to create the database. You can use the commands that is provided by data definition language. For example, you can see there it is used to create, DDL is used to create the tables. I told you information will be stored in the form of tables. Not only the tables, DDL also provides a way to create the schemas. It is also provides a way to create the indexes, constraints, etc. Right? So using these statements, you can create the skeleton of the database. Skeleton means you can create the tables, and you can once you create the tables, you will get the overall skeleton of your database, right? That's why not only you can create the tables, you can do create the constraints, indexes, all those things. I will take up the example, you will understand that, right? So data definition language is used to store the information. I told you how we are going to store the information, by creating the table, right? So now we will understand this. See here, so these are the some tasks that comes under DDL. That means these are some commands that comes under DDL. As I told you, create command is used to create the objects in the database that are tables. Objects can be tables. And again, if you want to alter the table or alter the object or alter the structure of the database, you can use alter command. If you want to delete the table or if you want to delete any object, you can use a drop command. For example, if you remove all the details that is present in the table, so each row in the table is nothing but a record. You know that each row in the table is a record. If you want to remove all those records, you can use a truncate command. If you want to remove the table or if you want to remove any object, you can use a rename command. Getting, guys, right? So these are all the commands that comes under DDL. For example, you can see here I created a table student. So this is the syntax: create table, table name. What is the table name here? Student. Create table student. What is the fields of the table? Name is one field, age is another field. What is the data type of the name? It is a character. Varchar, var means variable character. It is one of the special data type that is supported in SQL. Age is the right. You are going to store the age in the number format. Number is the one data type that is supported in SQL, right? So what I did here, I created the table student. Hope you are understanding. Data definition language means it is mainly to create the definition of a database, mainly used to create the objects, tables, indexes. Here I have just given an example of a create. In the same way I can do alteration, drops, truncate also. See, for example, I am creating the table student with fields, two fields, or attributes. I can call them as attributes also. In the upcoming videos we will understand those details, attributes, entities in a more detailed way. So you can see here I created a table student. So what are the two fields here? Name and the age. You can see data definition language used to create the things. So I created the table student with the two fields, name and age. So what is the data type? So character, name should be in a character, age should be in a number, varchar, variable character. Getting, guys? So this is data definition language. And the next one is data manipulation language. In data definition language, you created the contents, but if you want to edit the contents that is present in your database, for example, if you want to edit the contents that is present in the student table, you can do that using a data manipulation language. So DML stands for data manipulation language. Mainly it is used for assessing, manipulating. That means if you want to do edits, you can use this DML language, right? DML, data manipulation, is mainly to do manipulations, edits. See, here are some commands that comes under data manipulation language. See, insert. If you want to insert the data into the table, you can do that. Here the table is created, the student table is created, right? If you want to insert the table, if you want to add the information, that is, you can manipulate, you can do changes, right? So you can do that using an insert command. Not only that, if you want to select some of the information that is present in the database, for example, if there are 10 records, if you want to select only one record, you can do that using the select command. Update, if you want to change the existing data that is present in the table, you can do within the update command. In the upcoming videos you will get more better idea about these commands, right? Update means it's already there, data is there, you just want to change it, you can update it. If you want to delete the any data, you can delete it. You can see delete, update, all are manipulation related, addition related. Yeah, update means again you can change the contents, delete means again you can change the contents. Hope you are understanding. That's why it is data manipulation language. Again you can merge. Getting, guys? You can insert, delete, update, you can merge the operations. So for example, you can see here, for example, insert into student values. So here in data DDL I created the table student with a field with attribute name and age. Here what I am doing, I am manipulating it, I am editing it, I am trying to insert something into it. So for example, insert into student values. Student means the table that I created. Insert into student values. I inserted two values here. ABC, that is the name. 22 is the age. You can see name. What is the name I am trying to insert? ABC. What is the age I am trying to insert? 22. So this is the syntax. Insert into table values. What is the table here? Student. Insert into student values. ABC comma 22 within the quotes. Remember, within the quotes, value should be within the quotes. This is the rule. So see, I inserted the value ABC and 22 the table student. Getting, guys? I inserted the value ABC and 22 to my table. First I created it. Now I am doing additions to it. Addition, edit, right? Getting? Manipulation. I am doing manipulation. Editing I am doing, right? Next, data control language. So data control language, DCL stands for, right, mainly it is used to grant the permissions. Mainly it is used to take back the changes, roll back the changes. Data control language is mainly used to, right, save, mainly used to grant the permissions and to take back the permissions. For example, mainly in DCLs there are two types of commands, grant and revoke. Grant is used to give the privileges to the user. Privileges means if you want to give privileges, read privilege, write privilege, right? Permissions, if you want to give any permissions to the user, you have to use the grant command, right? Revoke is used to take back the permission. Suppose if you have given the read permission, if you want to take it back from the user, you can use a revoke command to take back the permissions. For example, grant user read permission, revoke user read permission, like that, right? Right, you can see, use this grant revoke with the connect to connect to the database, to insert. You can use this grant and revoke to the insert also. That means you can give a user for the permission to insert. In the same way, you can take back the inserting permission from the user using a revoke. Hope you are understanding. Control language means these are mainly used to give the information, permissions, privileges, and also you can take back the permission, privileges, take back from the user, right? That is data control language. Next is a transaction control language. So here, if you want to do, for example, if you want to save the data that is present in the database, you can use a transaction control language commands. Commit mainly used to save the contents that is present in the database. Mainly it is used to save the transaction on the database. Simple words, commit is used to save the contents of the database. This is the commit comes under transaction control language. In the same way, rollback. Suppose, for example, assume that suddenly your database is crashed. Today your database is crashed, but I want to move to a safe state. That means if I want to move my database to the yesterday's time. Today my database is crashed. I want to move my database to the safe state, that is yesterday. I can use a command called rollback. Rollback is used to restore the database to the original since last commit. Right? When you use, for example, I used a commit yesterday. If I use a rollback, it will roll back to that particular point when I saved last changes. Getting, guys? I can use these commands, commit and rollback, to control the transaction. Commit is used to save. Rollback means you can roll back to the safe state. If any problems arises, you can roll back to the safe state where it is previously committed or saved. So these are the different types of languages, right? DDL, DML, TCL, TCL, and all these languages comes under SQL only. These are the sub languages of SQL, right, guys? Next, along with that, we have some other languages also. Storage definition language, that is SDL. It is mainly used to specify the internal schema. Mainly used to internal schema means what? Storage structures. Mainly to specify storage structures. For example, mainly to specify the number of rows to the table, mainly to specify the number of columns. These are little bit advanced. I will explain these concepts in the upcoming videos. So far you should understand that mainly to change the internal schema details you can use for storage definition languages. Now along with that, views means external. It is purely related to external schema, right? External schema explained in 3 schema architecture, right? Yeah, views. one user view can be different. For example, there I explained that as a user, I am going to see what the only information that is needed for me. Other user is going to see the information that is needed for him. For example, as a student, the student is interested in his result. He is going to see his result of the exam. Other student is going to see, right, his result. If three members are there, each member is going to see their individual results, that is views, different views. First student view is different, it is going to display the result of the first student. Second view of the student is different, it's going to display the result of the second student, like that. Different views. To define the external schemas, to define the external views, I can use a view definition language. For example, create view command can be used. I'll explain that views related things in detail in the upcoming videos. So far, you know that you can do changes to your database using these languages such as DDL, DML, DCL, TCL, SDL, and VDL, view definition language. You can interact with your database, you can do whatever you want to your database, you can do whatever changes you want to your database using these languages, sub languages of it, right? These languages comes under SQL. So SQL is invented by IBM, right guys? So SQL is mainly used to write the queries are nothing but small programs. So far you see here, you are seeing that, right? Create, insert, these are nothing but small queries, right? Getting, guys? Hope you understood the concepts, guys. Suppose if you have any doubts, please post your doubts in the comment section. Thank you for watching the video.